So, yeah, Chicago is hosting the WNBA All-Star game in a shock to everybody, in a shock to literally everybody. I don't know a single person not surprised that the WNBA are hosting, that Chicago, of all places, is hosting the All-Star game. Chicago. Like, this is a place where, like, obviously the team is terrible. Like, we know the team is terrible. But, like, it's not really a WNBA city. There's not that many great facilities. They hosted in 2022, which, as far as I'm aware, was a shit show. Like, that was the All Star game where Kelsey Plum had her mini trophy for winning MVP. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, they did All Star Friday night in a hotel lobby. I don't know how right I am with that, but I think there was something along the lines of that happened. Like, and it's been only 4 years. It's not even going to be at their own stadium. I would hope so. I would hope it's at United Center. The stadium isn't big enough to host a crowd size for All Star. And that's an interesting one anyway. I'm not going to All Star Weekend. I'm definitely not going to All Star Weekend. Just booked a hotel room. Get those reservations in now. I will be at All Star in Chicago. I won't be at All Star in Chicago. Actually, maybe I will. Maybe I will. My old housemate before I moved out will potentially be living in Chicago next year for All Star Weekend. So I might actually go just to visit him rather than make it a big All Star Weekend thing. I'm not going to go to the game, but I definitely might just go to visit him. That would be fun. But yeah, that would be an interesting one. That would be an interesting one to see. But it's going to be maybe, just maybe, Angel stays in Chicago for that reason. Who knows? Who knows? Like, it says here, the Yankees play the White Sox in Chicago starting 27 July. Like, I have no idea about baseball. Like, if you guys don't understand how little I know about, I know the rules. How I don't know anything about it, and I don't get it. I don't get it. Just like I don't get American football. Like, just watch rugby. It's American football without the stop start. Um, but yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one. And Chicago not gonna let Angel leave. I would assume as much. I would assume as much. Like, there's no way Chicago hosting All Star Weekend. The only thing is that, like, it's not being hosted by the Sky themselves. But I'm like, there's no way that Chicago trade Angel Reese while they're hosting All Star Weekend. If nothing else, Angel might just go, you know what, let me just play out the season. You see how the entire All Star Weekend last year was kind of built around Caitlin. The stud buds were like, oh, where's Caitlin Clark anytime something went wrong? Maybe that'll be me. Maybe that'll be me. Maybe that'll be me. I don't know. Look, I don't know how relevant these type of things are, because at the end of the day, look, you can say what you want about Angel Reese. You can have whatever negative opinion you want about her. You can tell by her how she improves and how she works on the court that she does love basketball. Like, anyone who says otherwise is just has something personal against her. Because at the end of the day, you can tell that she's a super like a high energy player, and you can tell she wants it. You can tell the players that want it. You can tell the players that don't. You can tell. You can tell when a player really wants it, and you can tell when a player's couldn't care less, or if they don't, in some scenarios, just don't want it at all. So yeah, with Angel here, I do think this is a good thing for the city of Chicago. I think that you never know, it could get them back on the WNBA basketball map, because they've kind of not been on it for a while. And I do think a big reason for that is they've just been bad. And especially with the way the WNBA is now, with players wanting all these facilities and wanting to feel like pros, which they feel like an unrivaled, the Chicago Sky, at least for the time being, can't really give players that. So I think it's going to be a tough one. Like, I do think there's going to be a time where players will be okay in the Sky, going to the Sky. But the problem is, again, is their practice facility apparently is like so far out of the city. It's like 40 minutes out of the city. So it's like, it's why MMS never came back. It's why MMS was pissed. She was like, they put us in the middle of nowhere. That's why when she was like, oh, I want to live in a city, I want to live in a big city, we were like, oh no, she only wants to go to New York. But then we're like, why would she think about going to Minnesota? And it's like, no, it's not about going to a big city. It's about where they put you. Like, Target Center's right in the center of Minnesota. And like, even the airport in Minneapolis isn't that far away from the city. Like, what, 15 minutes in an Uber? Like, you're not that far away. And even if you're at the airport, you got the Mall of America right beside you. But yeah, it's one of those things where maybe this is we're taking this shit seriously now. That's kind of what they want to do. They want to let everyone know they're taking this shit seriously. And if they are, more power to them. More power to them. Like, it's not good to have any poverty franchise. Like, you can see the Sun are trying not to be a poverty franchise. You can see they're trying to sell it, and the WNBA just won't let them. It doesn't even matter. They were like, Hartford didn't actually apply for expansion, so like, there's going to be a lawsuit there. I genuinely think the Mohegan Sun Tribe are getting ready to sue the WNBA, because they're like, you know what, like, Hartford didn't apply for expansion. It's like, well, Hartford don't have to apply for. They put in all these rules, and they're like, oh, if it's more than this amount of time, if it's more than this amount of distance, you have to pay a relocation fee. And they're like, well, Hartford's within that distance, and it's just like, no. Apparently, the rumor is that's part of the reason why they won't allow it being in Hartford, is that if they go to Hartford, the WNBA doesn't get a relocation fee. So they're just not going to let it go through if it's Hartford. Because they want to make $100 million from whoever buys the league from the Sun, buys the team from the Mohegan Sun Tribe. And also, well, they just don't want the Sun to get all the money. That's why they were like, you know what, we'll pay. We'll give you $100 million less than anyone else is going to give you, but you either take our offer or you're done. So yeah, I'd say the WNBA are going to get sued in that one. But yeah, hopefully this is the start of the Sky not being a poverty franchise. Likelihood is they're going to keep Angel Reese. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in tomorrow. But I'm exhausted. I'm going to record this and like one more and then go to bed. It's like 11:30. I got to get up at like 7 a.m. to start working tomorrow, because I have to do all of my videos before I check out of this hotel at 11 a.m. Because my flight, I was a dumbass and booked an 11 p.m. flight. So now I have to sit in Valencia an entire day. I'm going to sit in a Starbucks for like 8 hours tomorrow. Maybe get a corner spot in a Starbucks so that I can whisper into a microphone for a couple of videos. But anyway, yeah, I'll see you guys.